Well, the SWAC Championship baseball game was set for an 11:30 start time here in New Orleans. Obviously, as you can tell from our tremendous shots, that was not the case. A scene out of a Pirates of the Caribbean movie came to life. We were set back more than 5 hours, but despite the adverse weather conditions, we have got a championship game to play here today. The winner of said game will punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament. Alabama State and Southern University set to face off here today. We're excited for a championship game here in New Orleans. Hello, everybody. Welcome once again. Alongside Jay Walker, I'm Sam Ravitch. Great to have you with us here today, Jay. We have got not only a championship game, but we've got a lot of star power, too, in this game.
And that's what you have to have. At this point in the season, if you're playing your best baseball player, you need to have that leader that has emerged. And what you're seeing right now is two of the best players in all of mid-major baseball. Talking about the SWAC Co-Players of the Year in Jamil Pagan from Alabama State, the left fielder, and third baseman Tyler Laporte for Southern University. Laporte is that spark plug that gets it going for Coach Jackson and his team there. And Pagan, the senior, is playing like a true senior with experience. They're on a mission to keep their baseball careers alive.
Again, Southern won last in 2015. Alabama State won this championship game in 2016 and advanced to the NCAA tournament. Here is a look at the Southern University lineup. The Jaguars were in their powder blue. Tyler Laporte was the SWAC Co-Player of the Year, and his counterpart on the other side, as we said, Jamil Pagan, was also the Co-Player of the Year. Lots of star power, lots of good offenses, and you see the 300-plus batting averages here. That number sticks out.
It does, particularly in the 9-hole. You're talking about Javion Williams, a 9-hole hitter batting .373. He's really that second table setter they have in the lineup to go along with Tyler Laporte at the top of the lineup.
On the mound is Eli Finney. He's done a pretty good job this year, and in fact, he was a pitcher of the year. He's done a great job, and on the other side as well is Darren Kelly. So this is a good pitching matchup that we got here for a championship game, too.
And Darren Kelly, what a fantastic story. The SWAC Pitcher of the Year, was a power thrower, led with a number of strikeouts, but had Tommy John surgery and had to change his approach on the mound. Not to say he's a finesse pitcher, but had to learn to become more of a command pitcher. Got a fastball now that's around 90 miles an hour. Got a breaking ball, a plus changeup, which has been that pitch for him this year that's just really helped him get through the recovery process. But Kelly's a guy that he's a winner, but this is the first time in his career he's pitched off of 3 days rest. We'll see if he's got one more big W in him for the Alabama State Hornets.
Yeah, he's allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in 9 of his 11 appearances this season. He struck out 55 batters, as you said. So behind him on defense for Alabama State, going across, Jurjevic, de Guzman, White, and Lewis in the infield. Garcia doing the catching, Pagan, Chano, and Hearn in the outfield. A very quick outfield, too, talking to Coach about that.
Quick outfield, solid defensively. I'm not going to say they're a great defensive unit, but they're solid. Guzman gets the job done over at shortstop. Jurjevic is going to be a substitution. He's in there for defensive purposes because of the playing conditions you talked about earlier in the open. So they're making that switch to him over Hunter May because of the weather.
Again, this game's scheduled to start at 11:30 local time here in New Orleans. Rain started to fall, pushed us back until our start time now at 3:30. A lot of fans anticipating, waiting around, and waiting for a championship game to start, and finally, we will have that start time here. First pitch on the way, and it's outside to Tyler Laporte.
Laporte's a guy you want to keep him off the bases. He runs very well for a third baseman. He's got good wheels, good motor. See the batting average here with the number almost hitting 380. That's spark in this Southern University lineup.
Southwestern Athletic Conference Co-Player of the Year, led the Jaguars to a Western Division championship. Led the league with that 376 batting average. 2-0. Outside ball 3. Kelly struggling to find the strike zone here in the first inning.
Not a lot of time to warm up, and with the weather and the delay, pitchers, there's so much set on a routine, and just don't know if Kelly was able to find his routine to go out there with the first at bat, but he's a gamer. He'll settle down.
So leadoff walk for Tyler Laporte, and that'll bring up Johnny Johnson, the second baseman for Southern. Younger brother Bobby Johnson also in this lineup for Southern.
Hometown boys, both from right there in Baton Rouge. Brothers or sons of a high school baseball coach. You know what that brings to the table. High baseball IQ.
Way outside. Kelly, 5 straight balls in his first 5 pitches today.
You know, you wonder in a situation like this, where the championship game runs might come at a premium, do you want to maybe force the runner over to second base? But you got a pitcher that hasn't thrown a strike in this ball game yet. Pretty sure that Carrick Johnson, the head coach of Southern University, is going to have Johnny Johnson keep the bat on his shoulder for at least a pitch or so to see if Kelly can find the strike zone.
There's Coach Vasquez for Alabama State. How quickly do you go out there and have a chat if Kelly can't find the strike zone early on?
I think it's got to be very quick to find out, is the arm a little bit tired? What is it? There were a number of question marks coming into this game about a 3-day rest for Kelly. That was a big concern, and you don't want to do any damage to the kid. But Kelly said he's going to deliver. Finally threw his first strike in this contest. A little surprised, though, with Johnson swinging at that. I think you take till you get a strike thrown. That ball's a little bit high.
Swings at another one, pops it back, foul out of play.
Aggressive pitching. I thought both those pitches were borderline high pitches, possibly out of the strike zone. Might have been ball 2 and 3, but now he finds himself on a 1-2 hold just like that.
So Tyler Laporte led it off with a leadoff walk, and he's on first. Here in the top of the first inning in New Orleans. SWAC Championship baseball game. Laporte takes off. Ground ball towards short. De Guzman only play is to first, and they get the out there. And just like that, Southern runner in scoring position here in the top of the first.
And one of the little things that won't show up in the stat sheet, Laporte with a fantastic jump at first base, going to second on the steal attempt to eliminate any consideration of the double play. It's a good job of base running by Tyler Laporte. That spark putting himself in scoring position. That was a hard hit ball.
It was.
And if he didn't get a good jump on that, that could have easily been a double play, but it was a good job of hustling down the base pass and getting a good jump and the read on the pitcher.
Ashanti Wheatley squares to bunt, gets it down, and it's foul. Picked up by Jurjevic down the third base line. You like that move, moving him over? Wheatley's got speed, too. If it's a good bunt, he could beat it out.
Yeah, they had some depth there and going a little bit aggressive. This is a team that likes to hurt you with on the base pass. Test the defense, the infield defense there. I would have liked a little bit better with the previous at bat. I thought Johnson should have possibly been in that situation.
Wheatley batting an even 300, 4 home runs, 26 ribbies on the year. A one from Kelly. This one's cranked to left center field. Long run for Pagan. It'll drop in the alley. Southern will score the first run of the game on an RBI double from Ashanti Wheatley. 10th double of the year for the senior from LaPlace, Louisiana.
Well hit baseball, and another one of those pitches where we're seeing Kelly operating a little bit high in the strike zone, right down the meat of the plate. And that ball was well struck. Stand up RBI double for Wheatley. And the Jaguars off to a good start here in the top of the first.
See if they can keep it rolling. Hunter David, the junior from Zachary, Louisiana. He lines one out to center field. Chanu is there. Wheatley will tag from second to third. Diving it head first. Wait past the bag. He's out. Something you got to be careful about with the rain that was on this field. Makes it a little bit more slippery. And Wheatley right past the bag. That might have helped Alabama State just a little bit. Not before an RBI double from Ashanti Wheatley. puts up Southern 1-0.
Bad, I make medicine sick.
I was born for everything that I'm doing now.
Head to the bottom of the first inning here in New Orleans. The SWAC Championship baseball game. Southern took a 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning. Now it will be Alabama State's chance to answer here in the bottom of the first. A lot of power. You look, everybody in the first five there is batting 300 or more. Jamil Pagan, the co-player of the year in the conference. And a little bit lighter towards the bottom of the order compared to a Southern lineup.
And I like a guy like Eric White, the second baseman, experienced, bats over 300. He's a junior with a lot of playing experience.
On the mound is Eli Finney from Okeechobee, Florida, 5'11", 190 pounds. What are we going to see from Finney today?
He's going to throw 3 pitches and have great command over those 3. The fastball, the curveball, and the changeup. Throws that curveball from a 3/4 delivery stance, so it's a little bit behind a right-handed hitter. And the changeup just kind of keeps you honest. Tops out in velocity around 87 miles an hour. But when he gets it going, he's got command of all 3 pitches. Gets in trouble, tends to miss like us other pitchers, rushes his motion, and throws high in the strike zone.
Transferred in from Indian River Community College, has fit in really nicely with this Jaguars staff this year. He'll face Jamil Pagan. Called strike 2, so 2 straight strikes here for Finney.
Look at those numbers from your leadoff hitter. 14 home runs on the year, 52 RBI.
Curveball looped softly into shallow center. Going back is Blaze, the shortstop, and he records the out. Noel Chanou coming up. Here was the play to end the first inning. A rocket of an arm from center field from Chanou. Right past the bag goes Wheatley, and the tag applied.
And that was a great job of anticipating that the base runner may slide off of the bag by the third baseman. Did a good job there. And Jurjevic, who was that defensive substitution because he plays that position well.
Slap towards right field. Wheatley is right there. Quick 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's a look at the defense behind Eli Finney today. Laporte over at third, Blaze at short, Johnny Johnson at second, David at first base, the outfield left to right, Hampton Hudson, Javion Williams, and Ashante Wheatley. Bobby Johnson is doing the catching.
And they play the position well. They've got a lot of speed out there in that outfield. A couple average arms, but they track down so many baseballs.
That one from Santiago Garcia blooped into center field. First hit of the day for Alabama State.
Eric White.
Good pitch, though.
Good pitch, got on the inside, and we heard Coach Jackson say so often he requires his pitchers to go inside because he just won't concede that part of the plate. That time pitching inside, well, that's why some pitching coaches say stay away from pitching inside because it doesn't take much to muscle the ball out of the infield.
The aforementioned Eric White playing second base today, the redshirt junior from Snellville, Georgia. Out in front, and it's 0-2.
And that's that third pitch we're talking about. If he starts feeling good with the off-speed pitch there with that changeup, that was a really nice delivery there. Drop down a level, showing pretty good command, staying around the strike zone early in this game.
Eric White 6 for 18 in the tournament so far with 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. Popped up into center field. Javion Williams camps under it, and that'll do it for Alabama State here in the bottom of the first. A great start for Eli Finney. Southern still leads 1-0.
Job for so many years. The big kid on the block was Bethune-Cookman, right there in the same state of Florida. Shoot came there from Florida State, and it made it to postseason baseball a little bit ahead of schedule. Congratulations, Rattlers. And I'm sure the rest of the HBCU college baseball world will be pulling for them as they're probably heading to a regional. It's been interesting this year. Florida State won't host a regional. Florida, I don't think is going to get a regional.
I don't think so. Miami is probably not going to host. So they could be traveling.
Yeah, for years when Bethune-Cookman would always go, they always said we hated because we were going to a regional either in Tallahassee or Gainesville. Miami, this may be the year FAMU gets lucky and they get to leave the state of Florida.
Yeah, that MEAC tournament was held in Daytona Beach at Bethune-Cookman, who was not in their own tournament, which I'm sure was frustrating for them. Malik Blaze, the shortstop, swings at a fastball on the outside corner, 1-1.
I'm sure the whole Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference necessarily wouldn't happen that Bethune-Cookman did not qualify for the MEAC tournament.
Catches Blaze on the elbow pad. And he'll jog on down to first. The command so far for Darren Kelly has been a bit erratic.
It has been. You know, it's something where I really do think you've got to monitor how long you go with David Kelly in this game. I mean, gave you a victory in game one. But given that he's 11 months off of Tommy John surgery, the kid wants to pitch well, but so far he just has not seemed like the normal David Kelly that was a SWAC pitcher of the year.
Bobby Johnson squares to bunt. Bobby Johnson 4 for 12 with a run scored so far in the tournament. Older brother of Johnny Johnson.
This is smart. This is why that Southern baseball for this year is so good, because this lineup is talented. So you've got Malik Blake, your shortstop with speed at first base, and hitting right now in the 6 hole. You talk about Bobby Johnson, a 343 hitter. Those type of batting averages this low in the lineup, that's what we used to see in the aluminum bat day. And that ball hit.
Look out. Look out ball to the wall. Pagan can't get this one. A 2-run shot for Bobby Johnson. Second home run of the year for Bobby Johnson. And Southern takes a 3-0 lead.
Talked about the batting average, 343 for a 6-hole hitter. Well, he got distracted with the runner at first base, left the pitch up in the strike zone, and the catcher, Bobby Johnson, made you pay. Take a look at this pitch. I mean, that's where you want it. If you see it, you can't play college baseball if you can't hit that pitch. I mean, that's how attractive that pitch was to him. Wind's flying in a little bit, but he's still able to leave the ballpark, and we knew right away it was hit well.
A 2-run home run from Bobby Johnson, and the Jags with a 3-0 lead. Hampton Hudson now, sophomore from Baton Rouge. Pagan was right at the wall, and his glove kind of got caught on the yellow. See a little smirk afterwards, like, I maybe could have had that. Off the end of the bat, looped into shallow right. Easy play for Lewis.
You know what I'll say about that one, Pagan? If we're in Montgomery, your home ballpark, you make that. On the road, you can't really feel that comfortable with the surroundings. Not going to blame that on him. Got to blame that one on the pitcher giving it up.
Alabama State already with action in the bullpen. Ricardo Rivera, a freshman left-hander, is up and warming, and we are only in the top of the second. I will give it to Southern, though. I mean, they came out swinging. They were waiting for their pitch when Kelly couldn't find the strike zone, but they've made some solid contact.
They're attacking him. You get down here to the 8-hole hitter, and Kobe Taylor, he's got 10 home runs, and he's from the left side of the plate. So they continue to put pressure on the opposing pitcher, and what they like to say, when you're going against Southern's lineup, you don't really get those easy pitches. You have a lot of pitches with a lot of stress that can really hurt you, and you have to be on your game in order to put this lineup down.
Jammed him a little bit, popped towards shortstop. De Guzman, shading from the sun, makes the catch. And there's 2 gone here in the top of the second.
Center fielder number 3, Javion Williams.
What have you seen from Kelly so far? Because, I mean, this is not a start that he's used to having.
Yeah, I mean, the ball's just not moving. You know, they're coming pretty straight and they're coming pretty flat. So he's not a heavy velocity guy, and when you're not a high velocity velo guy, you need to really have good location, a lot of sink. And I just see balls that are operating waist high. I mean, right there, that's a pitch there that he got away with another one. And against a good hitting team, you're not going to get away with balls up in the strike zone.
Javion Williams with pop and speed at the 9-hole.
I think something to be said, though, and you pointed this out. I think Coach Jackson told his guys, go up there and swing away.
Yeah.
We're the #1 hitting ball club in the conference for a reason. Let's not keep the bat on our shoulders.
Yeah, we were grateful for the long conversation we were able to have with Coach Jackson last night after they clinched a spot in this championship game. And yeah, just like you said, he told us we did not get here by being patient or just letting the game come to us. We attacked the game. And that's exactly what they've done so far today.
Attacking personality from the head coach being implemented by his team right now in this game, which is huge.
Line drive into right field for Javion Williams. They'll hold up at first base with a 2-out single. And Southern already has 4 hits today.
They're not taking pitches, and that pitch was a pretty good hit pitch, but a better piece of hitting by the 9-hole hitter with a .373 batting average from the 9th spot in the batting order. And I will tell you this right now. I don't think Tyler Laporte is going to swing at these first 2 pitches. Because one thing Williams can do, he can fly. 26 for 27 in stolen bases. I think that's why he hesitated, not going around first in the second. He's got the green light to steal when he thinks he can get a good jump.
Ball 1 outside, and you'd have to think that's certainly on Kelly's mind as well as Garcia, the catcher.
This is why it's so tough. You're worried about Williams over at first base, and you got the player of the year in the batter's box right now. Pick your poison. I'd focus on the hitter first.
Garcia sets up outside to Laporte. And a pitch out.
They got him, but they didn't catch him.
Hold on, low. De Guzman may have held the tag there. Williams went way past the bag. Nonetheless, his 27th stolen base of the year, even on a pitch out.
Everybody knew he was going to go sooner or later, and they called the pitch out, but just did not have the tools to get him. You're talking about legitimate speed with Williams. I mean, not a big lead, but that's a pitch out, nicely thrown ball. But once again, you say that second runner from Southern slide over the base paths. They have to make the adjustment for the wet turf.
Tyler Laporte flies it out to right center field. Center fielder Chanu records the out. But not before Bobby Johnson leaves the yard. A 2-run shot, his second of the year, and boy, did he open up on this one, Jay.
Turned on the hips, had a runner on first base for the 2-run dinger to give the Jaguars a 3-run lead.
You can always count on me to know where to look.
Oh, I found them. I can do this test now.
Ask your doctor if Cologuard is right for you. Covered by Medicare and most major insurers.
Back here, the Southwestern Athletic Conference Baseball Championship here in New Orleans. Southern has taken a 3-0 lead over Alabama State. and Angel Jimenez to start off the bottom of the second inning. Jags bats have been alive and well here this afternoon. 4 hits total, a 2-run home run from Bobby Johnson. And Eli Finney has picked it up where he left off in the first.
Throwing strikes, staying around the strike zone. And with a 3-zip lead and some bats that are as hot as they are for Southern University, that continue to pound the strike zone, make Alabama State beat you, let your defense help you out. Very good fielding ball club for Southern University. They're off to a really good start here in New Orleans.
Jimenez 5 for 15, 333 average in the tournament, 5 RBIs. He's had an RBI in every single game. Conversation here from head coach Vasquez with home plate umpire Chris Booker.
He wants to know what's going on. I mean, did he get hit by the pitch or did he not get hit by the pitch? And he's asking, did you get hit? And that's one of the things I think with the college rule change that's been really tough on umpires as well with the rule change in terms of, did he make an attempt to get out of the way of the pitch? Did you get hit? You have to call it a strike.
Doesn't matter. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Around the horn go the Jags, and the first strikeout for Eli Finney.
Well, after almost hitting him with a pitch, then he decides to go outside portion of the plate, and good job by the catcher, Bobby Johnson, framing it, helping his pitcher get that ball a little bit more on the corner.
Curveball at the end of the bat, shallow center field, tough play, diving, did he catch it? Williams!
He can roll.
Javion Williams.
Did you see that play there? The speed. He's going from 0 to 60 in a hurry. Look at him get the beat, but look how much ground he covers and gets the glove underneath the ball for a fantastic Sports Center top 10 play. I'm calling. He covered some ground. Full speed, full extension, great timing. That's the athleticism that, when we talked to Coach Jackson, he was saying a lot of major league teams are starting to inquire about. They're looking beyond just the arm strength, but they're seeing how much range that he has and the athleticism, and there's something there.
Cameron Hearn, the right fielder today. Flied out to center. Here's Chris Lewis. 274 average, 3 home runs. Foul tipped into the glove of Johnson.
Good job again by Finney. Pitching with a 3-run lead, throw strikes. You see the defense is going to make plays for you defensively. Continue to pound the strike zone and just keep it in the ballpark. And this defense has shown that they'll get the out for you.
Finney will waste one outside, 2-2. 2 outs, nobody aboard here in the bottom of the second inning. The Jaguars with a 3-0 lead in the championship game. He wanted it. He wanted it. Everyone started walking off the field.
Was it the walk-off that let you know he wanted it? But I'll go inside and low. Tried to settle a little bit, but he got it anyway.
Off speed there to get Chris Lewis. And a 1-2-3 clean inning for Eli Finney. Southern lead. Well, how did we get here? Southern took the first game from Arkansas Pine Bluff back on Wednesday night, 11-7. Then they go on and win 10-9 over the reigning champs, Texas Southern.
Two-time defending.
That's right.
Consecutive champs. But the magic of Mike Robertson ran out a little bit. I think on the surprise on that side, Jackson State. Jackson State, very talented squad, but they came against the defending champs twice. They just didn't have the numbers to beat Texas Southern, and they're going home, and Southern took care of the rest of the business.
By the way, in the game yesterday, Texas Southern had a 5-1 lead, and the Jaguars came back and won that game to get here. So Coach Jackson knows how to get it done, coming from behind, playing ahead. They have gotten it done this year. playing to a 31-22 overall record. We're 18-6 in the SWAC this season.
When you get to this part of the season, in terms of the two best teams in the conference are representing each other, Southern on the west and Alabama State on the east, then you start to wonder, well, what side was better? And I think it's playing out that maybe the West might have been the better half of the bracket this year, with the Southern squad, with the Texas Southern squad that was able to advance far. Prairie View A&M down a little bit. Grambling was able to out-hit anybody most of the time, so good job for Southern getting there. And I can't believe I mentioned Grambling during a Southern baseball game. These two schools hate each other. That's their rival.
Here's Ashanti Wheatley. And I think the point, too, that you're making, and we saw it when we did the MEAC game a couple weeks ago, just top to bottom in some of these smaller conferences, the margin for error is getting so much smaller. I mean, top to bottom, these smaller tier conferences, you're not a Power 5 conference, but the competition has gotten a lot better from top to bottom.
You're absolutely correct, it has. And I think that's by choice. It hasn't happened by chance. I think it's by choice. I think we've seen some institutions go out there and invest the resources in their program. Alabama State, for one, they went out and got Merville Melendez, and then he passed it on to Vasquez, and they've continued to win. And Southern University replacing the legend Roger Cador, going out and getting Coach Jackson and having the same shared vision. And I like what he said about it. He said, if we were to win this game, it would validate what I told the university and the kids we could do.
Right.
Which was start to compete right away, but he's not going to settle for just being a SWAC contender. He really thinks Southern can be a national mid-major program that a lot of young African-American kids that like playing baseball want to play baseball at.
Shante Wheatley had an RBI double last time that he was up. And he rips one to left center field. Chanot ranging over, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. There were certainly a lot of lofty goals that this Southern program had, and talking with Coach Jackson, he thinks they can attain all of those. And I thought it was interesting, looking at their page online, you know, some teams will stop at the conference championship as far as the schedule goes, but for Coach Jackson and the Jaguars, they have the Omaha dates.
Do they really?
They have the Omaha dates. They have the regional and super regional dates, even though they're not necessarily there yet, but somewhere to start, right? You got to put the dates down. They got to be in your mind.
Yeah, and he believes Southern is that institution that can make it to the postseason and win an NCAA regional. We've had a couple teams come close a couple times, but it's never been done.
That didn't feel good. On the arm to Hunter David.
Here's the shortstop, number 7, Malik Blaze.
And they're going to say it's a foul ball.
Oh, wow. I thought it hit him. It hit the bat.
Did it hit the butt of the bat?
I thought that hit the wrist.
Definitely hit his wrist from that replay. I think what home plate umpire Chris Booker was saying was that he never tried to get out of the way. Foul territory down the right field line. Lewis meets the wall.
Yeah, I'm still a little curious about that one. Getting out of the way, I mean, when that pitch left Kelly's hands, we knew he was going to hit the batter, or almost hit the batter, and you get hit on the wrist. I understand if you're trying to eliminate all the turning into pitches that everybody was doing. But if you're him, what do you do here? That ball's released. What do you do?
Curveball way out in front. And a 1-2-3 inning, a much-needed 1-2-3 inning for right-hander Darren Kelly. Gets Alabama State back up to the dish. They trail by 3.
Rated PG. In theaters May 24th.
Split.
Well, Alabama State coming in with a 28-25 record. They were 18-5 in the SWAC. They come in with a double-digit win over Prairie View A&M. Then they go on to defeat Grambling, but then Grambling battles back in Game 11 to force a Game 11B in which the Hornets come away with a 4-1 win to get the championship game.
I'll tell you something about Grambling. They can swing that baseball bat. I don't know how much more they can do, but they can swing that bat. They can swing that bat. I say that, they don't necessarily knock out pitch you. They changed up their philosophy this year. They went to a power swinging team. Defense still has to be worked out, but if they got you in a shootout, they had enough bullets to win the battle.
Yeah, Grambling State put up 14 runs in the first game of their tournament run, and then 15 against Alabama State yesterday. Hard hit ball towards short. Good play by Blaze.
Letting the defense do the work. This is a top fielded team in the conference, and you see Blaze can pick it. He's got a little swag when you talk about him. Delivers the ball. First baseman able to stay on base. David.
Trevor Jurjevich, the number 9 batter. From Omaha, Nebraska, transferred in to Alabama State from Southeast Community College.
I like Finney. Finney's just throwing strikes. He is throwing strikes, and I don't know if we mentioned to the viewers out there that in the bullpen, that Southern's got the best closer in the conference.
David picks up out number 2. That's 6 in a row retired by Eli Finney, by the way.
He's cruising. He's throwing strikes, and he's challenging them. And right now, Alabama State's not meeting the challenge.
Noel Chanou lined out to right back in the first inning. And he rolls one over towards short. Blaze up with it, and just a handful of pitches. 7 in a row put down by Eli Finney. Jaguars still up 3-0 after 3 innings.
Major insurers.
Well, the postseason awards for the SWAC were announced a couple of days ago. Darren Kelly on the mound. Connor Whalen, who was just mentioned by my man Jay, the relief pitcher of the year. And man, he hasn't allowed a run yet, Jay.
He hasn't allowed a run yet, and he's got 9 saves now.
Yeah.
So he added 2 more saves here in this postseason tournament. Equan Smith getting it done for Jackson State. Told you they had a lot of star power. And
39 bags? 39 bags.
39. Go along with that 362 batting average. He's got a bright future ahead of him.
We head to the top of the 4th inning. And Malik Blaze will start it off. Saw him make a couple of great plays over there at short. And Coach Jackson said, he played third base last year. Him and Laporte switched places this year. And he put him at short at the start of the season and said, this is your job to lose.
And you know what? Watching him, he looks like a shortstop. Athletic enough to have played the third base position. But he's got a certain swag with him playing that shortstop position where he can really pick it. Got some style and finesse to it. And it's worked out. Just another one of the great coaching decisions that Coach Jackson has made at the helm of this Jaguar program.
One of the best, if not the best, shortstops in the entire conference this year was Malik Blaze. And he skies one on the infield. Second baseman White will make a catch. So Darren Kelly getting in a bit of a groove here. He's retired 4 in a row.
And that's a good thing to see him kind of settle down. I do think that Southern has helped him out a lot, swinging out a lot of pitches outside of the strike zone because the balls just aren't moving that fast and they're getting cuts, but he's seeing it.
Hammer to left field. Pagan on the warning track.
I'll tell you what, Bobby Johnson is seeing the ball the moment Kelly releases it from the pitcher's mound. It's 2 at-bats and 2 hard-hit balls.
Same spot.
Yeah, I thought he might have hit home run number 2. Kelly's saying that's a pop-up. Not on that warning track when your outfielder's got his back against the wall.
Well, 2 up, 2 down. Hampton Hudson, the left fielder. Hampton Hudson played against the Johnson brothers in high school, both from the Baton Rouge area. Three for 13 in the tournament. Double and 5 RBIs.
Now we're starting to see that 3-pitch command, the confidence in Kelly to deliver all 3 pitches. We've seen fastball, 2 off-speed pitches, and the only one we haven't seen has been the breaking ball. Just think about this for a moment with Kelly on the mound. Had he not gotten injured, missed a couple months of the season, recovering from Tommy John, he was leading the nation in strikeouts last year and would have become the school's all-time strikeout leader, and had to change his style of pitching. He had to change his mechanics a little bit, and I just think hats off to this young man to overcome what he's become, what he's gone through, and still be one of the dominant pitchers in the conference.
3-2 rolled towards short. De Guzman up with it. And back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings. Turned in from Darren Kelly. Alabama State has to get the bats going, though. They trail 3-0.
They've been number 1 team in the country now for at least a month and continue to win weekend series after weekend series. I heard they haven't dropped a weekend series all season. They will be the number 1 team, probably with the number 1 overall seed as well.
Off the end of the bat from Garcia. Bare hand from Blaze.
What a play.
Oh! My goodness.
That's just good baseball. That is good baseball. Good hustle. Taylor, good decision to barehand the ball. Good stretch by Lewis over at first base. But that was a good job of hustling down the line.
Well, Chanu got down the line, but could have had 2 top 10 plays here in the SWAC championship game. The Southern team's been a highlight reel.
Look at that. Fielded cleanly. Nice throw. It's a half a step behind the speedy Chanu.
Santiago Garcia with the first hit of the game for Alabama State. Back in the first inning. First team all-conference this season, hit over 300. He has caught every single pitch for Alabama State this year. Chanu takes off, rolled towards short.
Double play.
And a double play turned in from Southern University.
And they went with a hit and run and trying to get things going. Great jump by Chanu, but a hard hit ball, and there's nothing that the base runner Chanu could do.
Head coach Vasquez trying to get something going.
And I was thinking that was the moment you needed to do it. Lead off runner on, you got a pitcher going to the stretch for the first time, another hitter that's got the only hit in the batter's box. That would have been a good time for them to make their move. Instead, baseball gods didn't bless them.
Eric White 0 for 1 today. Another one of the 4 Alabama State players named all-conference this year. And he lines one out to left field. Long run for a Hudson. And he makes the catch, banging into the wall out there in left. So Eli Finney has done a fantastic job through 4 innings, but we will see what Coach Vasquez has to say about it and what he will do to get his team back in this one. Back here as we head to the top of the 5th inning in the SWAC Championship game. Southern leads Alabama State 3-0. We are now joined by the head man for Alabama State, Coach Vasquez. Coach, appreciate you taking the time. Let me just start here. You guys have created offense left and right to get to this point. What are you seeing from the offense so far, and what do you need to do to correct it?
So far, we've been neutralized by a good pitcher, by a guy that is locating his pitches, has a good changeup, fastball has some movement. So he's controlling right now the game, and we just got to make an adjustment, and hopefully we can, get something going early in the inning. Hopefully the leadoff guy, so we can try to manufacture some runs.
Coach, coming into the game, the big question mark, your stud, Darren Kelly, first time in his career pitching off 3 days rest. Got a little shook, not shook, but got hit pretty good early on. What are you seeing from him, and how long is his leash right now?
Well, the leash is not long. We're basically going batter by batter. But right now, I like how he's competing. He's always going to do that for us. He's done it all year. So we're just going to continue to monitor how he feels and how he's doing, and we'll go from there.
Coach, we'll let you get back to work. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Coach Vasquez has done a fantastic job with this Alabama State team, trying to will them back into this one. They trail 3-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. This game has rolled by. The offense has quieted just a bit the last couple of innings. That one was not quiet. It's about a 420-foot home run foul hit by Jimenez.
Did you see what Coach said? That last one right there, that's an indicator pitch right there. How long's the leash for him? Not long at all. We're going to go hitter by hitter, almost pitch by pitch. I would be shocked if, be really gutsy if he can make it past this inning, but let's not forget he's got to face Laporte, the 3-hole hitter this inning.
Into the knee of Taylor. Second hit batsman of the game so far for Kelly.
I think it's time you go get him. I really do. Kelly's giving to you everything he can. The pitch prior to that one, almost completely got away from him. And that pitch was nowhere even close to the strike zone. And we see activity in the bullpen for Alabama State. And that pitcher's already warmed up, I believe, so.
Yeah, that's Ricardo Rivera, the freshman lefty out there for Alabama State. Number 9 hitter Javion Williams made a web gem play out in center field in the second inning. Squares to bunt here. It's a good one up the first base line. Confusion. Look out, Javion Williams. And the celebration to top it off. An infield hit. Even the slightest bit of hesitation, Jay, and you're on your heels.
And he's buying. And once he made a foot race between he and the pitcher having to make the tag, too much speed. Kind of a hard hit drag bunt, but he sees the pitcher once he squares him up. Instead of thinking sacrifice, he thinks I can beat this out. Knows the tag is coming and avoids it. Look at that.
Sally's pretty good, too, from Javion Williams.
And that was a pretty good job of fielding that ball by Kelly. Getting off the mound, moved well, but talked about the athleticism that we've seen from Southern University with all their outfielders in particular. And I just think now, Javion Williams, he's the real deal.
Yeah. Is that Kelly's ball, or is that the first baseman Lewis's ball?
I think the pitcher, you got to go get it.
Yeah.
I think you got to go get it. I mean, he got off the mound cleanly, from the mound. That's the hard part. Got a good break on it.
So the message from Coach Vasquez, probably, we need some help here. This could be your last batter. We got a guy up ready to go in the bullpen, so let's keep it clean.
And you got runners on first and second, and you got the conference co-player of the year in the batter's box, who managed to get out both times he's been up to the plate in this game. But with a talent like Tyler Laporte, you just know it's a matter of time before he starts to have a presence in this game. He got a good pitch right there to hit. I think he's smiling like, did you really just throw me that hittable pitch?
Tyler Laporte has been considered the spark plug for this offense the entire year. First and second, slash down the right field line. That's a fair ball. Here comes Kobe Taylor. Javion Williams will certainly score. Into third base with a 2-run RBI triple slides Tyler Laporte. And Southern takes a 5-0 lead. Vasquez out to get Kelly. Things are starting to get out of hand here in New Orleans.
I mean, that's good hitting. If you throw me that same pitch you just throw me, I'm going to tattoo it down the first base line. And that's exactly what Laporte did. He came in there, aggressive swing, aggressive approach, and the steal, the slide into third base, and big-time players show up in a big-time game. And that's a nice 2-run triple from Laporte.
His 5th and 6th RBIs of the tournament. A new pitcher on the mound. Ricardo Rivera will step aside for a quick pitching change here in New Orleans.
Shop summer at Amazon.
And we're back here. Jay Walker, Sam Ravitch with you for the SWAC Championship game. New pitcher on the mound for Alabama State is the freshman Ricardo Rivera from San Juan, Puerto Rico. 6'2", 170 pounds. The numbers not so good, but has picked up 6 wins on the year.
They call him, and he, along with Jeremy Rivera, the Rivera pitchers, the future of the program. Got some good stuff, some good tools. Got nice size, 6'2", got some movement on that fastball, throws a changeup. Still getting command of his stuff. I do think I think the one thing you don't want to do, that I really don't think with Southern, facing Southern, you want to throw a lefty on the mound. And this is a very free-swinging, heavily right-handed hitting ball club. You bring in a freshman lefty with a little bit more velocity. I don't know if that's a recipe for success against the way these bats of the Jaguars are performing here in New Orleans.
The other Rivera is heading out to the bullpen for Alabama State as well. It's all arms on deck for these kind of games and championship games. Everybody's tired. Everyone's played 5 or sometimes 6 games prior to this game, so nobody's getting an off day today. At least you don't come in thinking that.
And I was surprised that Darren Kelly made it through the lineup twice. Laporte got him on that third time. That triple that really.
Down the third base line, a fair ball for Johnny Johnson. That'll plate a run. He'll coast into second. It is 6-0 Southern.
Go to right fielder number 5, Ashanti Wheatley.
You bring some velocity in, but you pitch inside, and Johnny Johnson, the second baseman, turns on it for an RBI double.
The Jaguars came out of the gate in this one searching for hits and searching for runs, and have they picked them up? Good pitch there for a called strike to Ashanti Wheatley.
Hung the breaking ball. That was a hanging curveball, and the whole crowd thought, oh, he's going to take that thing for a ride. And even Wheatley was like, how did I not make him pay for that pitch? Better go fastball. Don't give him a breaking ball now. He's looking for it. Went back to it.
Johnny Johnson on second after his RBI double. Back-to-back extra base hits for the Jags here in the top of the fifth. They have already scored 3 runs. They lead 6-0. High chop towards third. Djurdjevic looks and back throws to first. And finally out number 1.
One thing I'm going to say about Southern, and there's a lot of baseball to be played. We know that. With this lead, they're up 6-0. I've been covering this SWAC championship for a number of years. This, I'm going to say by far, has been the most athletic team I've seen in this championship game for years. From top to bottom, they have the baseball IQ. They can run, they can pitch, we know they can hit.
Taken off to third base, throw is high, sliding in safe is Johnny Johnson.
They can run, didn't I say that? They can run, and they can run. And it goes back to this. Their signature win this year was beating LSU. LSU came into Southern University expecting they were going to pick up a midweek victory, and they left with a midweek loss. And Southern just beat them.
Yeah.
When you talk to people that were at that game, there was no errors by LSU. Southern beat them, and I can see why. This is a team that they're going to be a tough out for anybody. If they're able to get to a regional, they're a tough out for anybody. They don't hurt themselves. They run well. They defend well. They can get some pitching going. What do you think about them? I'm singing their praise. What do you think about it?
I agree with you completely. I think I have been incredibly impressed with the diversity of the bats and the way that they're able to go and use all parts of the field. I do think that once you get to a regional and you see these other teams, the only difference that I see is the pitching.
Yep.
That's really the only difference. Everyone can hit. The timing has to be there, but the pitching is always a little bit deeper on some of those bigger teams from bigger conferences. But, I mean, you catch somebody right at the right time, you can pick up a win.
And that's why I think their athleticism helps them out. I can't really see somebody overpowering this line.
Yeah.
I can see them getting them out. But, sometimes we've seen the small, mid-major schools go there, and I've seen them get overpowered, blown away. But if you're going to overpower this team, you're going to have the ability to overpower any team.
Sac fly RBI for Hunter David will bring in Johnny Johnson for the 7th run of the game. Yeah, look, I think if you have 3 Eli Finneys on your team that can give you the performance that you've seen so far today, any team's going to have a problem with Southern this year.
I mean, it's been impressive so far.
Certainly has.
This has been perfect.
Yeah.
If you had to draw what's the perfect game plan for Southern University, they've got it all. The star player hit it, the big triple. The defense has played lights out. The outfield has covered lots of ground.
I think it's worth noting, too, Jay, this is not a Alabama State team that has had a lot of struggles this year. I mean, they've played really good baseball in their division to win their division. So it's not as if they've lost a lot of games this way this year. But this one certainly has not gone their way so far.
And to think, a year ago, this team that we're kind of singing the praise of, a year ago they were the worst team in the conference.
Certainly were.
They won 9 games total last year. Turned things around in a hurry. This year won the Western division of the SWAC. And they're a couple innings away from playing some postseason baseball.
Yeah, we see a lot of college baseball. Do you think this is one of the best turnarounds in a program Division I wide?
Yeah.
I don't remember a team that won 9 games and then goes on to, win 30-plus the next year. There certainly are not many. The foul tip into the glove will finally get Alabama State out of this inning, but they put up 4 runs in this frame, and that guy's got to be pretty happy. Head coach Jackson, we'll talk to him after the break. The Jaguars have taken a 7-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning here in the SWAC Championship baseball game. And we're now joining us. Listen, you guys have put up 7 runs so far in this game, and you have pitched a great game so far.
Yeah, we have. We're doing the things that we need to do to put us in a position to win.
You certainly are. If you could draft up a game, this is how you would want to draft it up, right? The championship game?
To this point, yes, sir. This is exactly how we want to draft it up. And so now we got to put ourselves in a position where we go out and continue to do these things and finish.
Coach, and your players are taking care of the business on the field, but we were just talking before we went to the break about the Southern program a year ago. From 9 wins to over 30 wins, winning your side division. What's been the key to the big turnaround for you?
I think it's a testament to our assistant coaches and our players and the work ethic that they put in, and the guys believing in the things that we're asking them to do, and knowing that if we go out and play the game the right way, we could have some positive things take place.
Coach, we'll let you get back to work. Thanks for taking the time.
All right, thank you.
What Coach Jackson has done with that program, and we talked about it, is nothing short of remarkable. And like we said earlier, he has got high and lofty goals that go far beyond the SWAC championship.
And you better start taking them serious. They continue to play like this. And this is a great-looking performance so far. We had a chance to talk with him a little bit in between the innings, and he's still focused.
Oh, yeah.
He said, we got to finish this. And I think that right now you got to let's flip it around. If you're Alabama State, what do you have to get back into it? Get some base running. You have to find a way to get into the bullpen of Southern, because right now the longer Finney stays out there and allows him to continue to pound the strike zone, it's going to be a long day. So I think they need to figure out a way to get him out of this game and maybe see if they can win it by getting to the bullpen of Southern University.
How about 10 in a row retired by Eli Finney? They have got to break up that streak. They want to start chipping away at this 7-0 deficit. Jimenez with a hitter's count here. What has made Finney so effective today?
Staying around the strike zone. First pitch strike. Out of the 36 pitches he's got, I bet you 30 or 29 of them have been strikes and only 5 or 6 balls. So when you stay around the strike zone with that type of efficiency, you don't allow the hitters to get comfortable.
Good curveball there. Baltimore chopped towards third. Laporte laissez-faire throw to first. Made it look easy.
Yeah, and that's a tough play. We were thinking the same thing. That was a tough play. Big hop. You knew you had to rush the throw, but not only did he make the throw, but look at the accuracy of the throw. You got to rush it when you get it. Full arm, accurate, cross there. Good defenses make tough plays like that look simple, and we just saw that right there. They made that look like a routine ground ball on a very difficult play.
At the knees to Cameron Hearn for a strike. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out.
I'll give you some accurate numbers. 28 strikes, 10 balls. Give me some more accurate numbers. 29 strikes.
We'll have to keep updating throughout the game.
Oh, look at that. And that's the yacker. That's that yacker. That's slang for curveball with that 3/4 release arm motion he likes to bring.
You better watch out for Mr. Finney today. My goodness.
Oh, paint the corner outside. When you got a pitcher that's throwing strikes, I'm sorry, Hearn, you're not going to get that call. You're not going to get it.
That zone gets a bit extended when you're pitching the way that Eli Finney has been pitching today. That got Chris Lewis right there. See if they can stir something up or just get him off his game.
that right there hitting him, you know what that reminded me of? When I was pitching in Park League, I hated facing lefties. So I wasn't going to groove a pitch to a lefty. I just hit him and come strike out the next guy. But in this case, they've got back-to-back lefties with the switch hitting Guzman in the 8-hole. But for a pitcher to be that much in control, to miss by that much, and you need Guzman to have a nice long at-bat here. Make him work some pitches a little bit. See if you can catch him slipping on a pitch coming out of the stretch.
Right down Broadway for strike one. And Guzman struggled a bit in conference play this year, hit just .238, but played a pretty nice shortstop for Alabama State.
I wonder if Guzman can get on base. You wonder, do you stick with Jurjevic, who you started for defensive reasons, but who's batting less than 200, or do you maybe go for a pinch hitter with if you can have runners on first and second or multiple base runners?
A wicked curveball there. Yeah, you're right. You've got to find a way to dig into this pitch count here because you're only at 44 pitches and 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. You could be through 5 in under 50 pitches, and that's about as good as it gets. So Guzman 0 for 1, grounded out to short back in the 3rd inning. This is the second time that Guzman's seeing Finney. Easy play for out number 3. And it looked actually like David threw the ball before he touched first base. Good heads-up play by Finney to say, hey, we're not done yet.
David trying to do the Deshaun Jackson, dropping the ball before he get in the end zone, but a good job making sure by Finney for the out. And he's still pitching a shutout. Intact still to Bruce.
Well, Southern leads 7-0 here as we head to the top of the 6th, but to end the 5th inning, probably the most unconventional 3-1 scored play you might see.
Look, he throws the ball in the air before he touches the bag, trying to look cool for the style points, and it's a great job by the pitcher, Eli Finney, of recognizing, hey, wait a minute, that just didn't look right. He went to finish it off.
Eli Finney's doing everything today. And to start it off, a line drive that'll get down to left center from Bobby Johnson, who is 2 for 3 today. And the hits just keep falling for the Jags.
Let's go to number 24, Hampton Hudson.
Now 4 of the 6 innings that Southern's had the leadoff man on, and every time they've come around to score the previous 3. Hampton Hudson's 0 for 2 today. Good pitch.
And a guy like Hudson, in this stage, he wants to see his team win. Not eligible to play baseball for him last season. Had to sit out the whole season. And not having baseball around really took a lot out of him. But he's rebounded this year, although he just got struck out. See if he get him to chase one. Got him to chase one off the plate and high. Couldn't catch up to it.
One out runner on first for Kobe Taylor. Slider popped up, foul territory, and out of play. Kobe Taylor was hit by a pitch, scored a run in the fifth. Jaguars put up a run in the first, 2 in the second, 4 runs in the fifth. Cranked out to deep right field. Hearn back on the warning track, and he'll make the catch. Wind held it up just a bit, and just enough.
Well, this is probably one of the few SWAC championship games where outside of the rain delay, the weather hasn't been a factor. Normally that wind, that center field, kind of a little bit of jet stream out there, but wind was blowing in earlier today. Now it seems to be a little bit still. Air's a little bit heavy from all the moisture we had earlier. So this is one of those at-bats that I believe that Major League Baseball scouts take a look at. Got a freshman out there, lefty on the mound, high velocity. They want to see how Williams does. How does he adjust?
I have a feeling they don't.
2 for 2 today. Had a bunt single last time at the dish in the fifth. That one left up just a bit. That's a professional at bat right there.
The adjustment made. The adjustment was made. He saw it. Dealing with a left-handed pitcher didn't give him any trouble. Hard hit ball for a base hit, and this is what they like to do. Williams extends the inning. Kept that shoulder turn and that slider. And now you give the conference player of the year another opportunity to do some damage.
And that's a very strategic move, too, by Coach Jackson. He knows, look, we got a guy that's hitting 370. We'll put him at number 9 to turn it over to Tyler Laporte. And he's hitting 3 for 3 today at the 9 spot. Laporte with the RBI triple back in the 5th inning.
I like the approach, pitching backwards. Show Laporte some respect. When we've got a freshman coming in here in a tough situation, you have to think Laporte's sitting on fastball, pitching backwards. That means give him the off-speed stuff first, and then maybe try and sneak a fastball by him. And so consecutive off-speed pitches there.
One. High fly ball. Deep left field. At the warning track and gone. The SWAC Co-Player of the Year, Tyler Laporte, leaves the yard. A 3-run home run. Make it 10-0. Southern coasting here in the 6th.
They tried to go off speed. Then when you try to sneak a fastball by him, not in the middle of the plate, you won't. On Laporte, too good a hitter. He didn't need a jet stream to take that ball over the fence in left center. That was a grown man at bat.
6th of the year for Tyler Laporte, and Southern has blown this game wide open. 5 RBIs for the SWAC Co-Player of the Year. And he's trying to make a case saying, hey, I should be the SWAC Player of the Year. Take the Co out of it right now. He's making a case today.
Said he let spark plug and didn't get his first hit until the 5th inning, but consecutive extra base hits.
Back-to-back base hits. Johnny Johnson now 2 for 4 today. Coach Vasquez out to the mound, and that may be it for Ricardo Rivera today. And they are going to go to the bullpen. 5 hits, 4 earned runs for Rivera. Not exactly what you needed for Alabama State. Jeremy Rivera is coming in to try and stop the bleeding. 10-0.
Sandwich. At Wendy's, we got you.
Jay Walker, Sev Ravitch back with you at Wesley Barrow Stadium, the SWAC Championship baseball game, and Southern has put it in cruise control here in the top of the 6th. Jeremy Rivera, the other Rivera, the lefty, coming in to try and halt Southern's offense, which has just been relentless today.
Yeah, another left-handed pitcher, which is tough going against his Southern lineup, but what he does well, he's got a ball with a lot of sink. So I think in this case here, we're seeing the long ball starting to become a factor here, trying to get a pitcher that can finally just keep the ball down in the strike zone for the Hornets.
A couple of home runs today for Southern. First, it was Mr. Johnson, Bobby Johnson, in the 2nd inning, a 2-run shot. Then, just here in the 6th inning, Tyler Laporte, the SWAC Co-Player of the Year. He knew this was gone. Right off the bat, he knew that was gone. A 3-run jag. 5 RBIs for Laporte today. Toss from the bat. If you're a Southern fan, this has been a great day for you, for Alabama State. Wish things could have gone a little bit differently up to this point.
It's been tough for the Hornets. And one thing I noticed about Alabama State, beat them now. They've only got 2 seniors that won't be returning. The rest of this ball club will be back.
Rivera comes in, 1 pitch, 1 out, and that will get Alabama State back up to the dish. They need some offense. We'll have the number 9 spot and then back to the top of the order with Pagan and Chanu.
It's eating good in the neighborhood.
Alabama State in desperate need of some offense as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. That guy, Eli Finney, has pitched a 2-hit shutout so far. And he'll face the number 9 batter, a pinch hitter for Alabama State. Hunter May will step in.
I like that. You bring in the pinch hitter. Here, why don't you come get some of what I've been giving your teammates as well? You've been over there talking from the bench what you would do if you got into the game. First pitch strike right away. And you see, that's what he's been able to do well. Although they called that last pitch a ball, close enough where it could have been an outside corner strike. So he's really been having great command of the plate, going inside, going outside, and breaking them off a little something, Sam.
Well, you said it too in the beginning of this game. They start to get concerned when Finney gets up in the zone. I have not seen yet Finney get up in the zone. He's been living down by the knees.
He's been getting into a groove. The delivery of the pitches has been there, and really I think his ability to really stretch that plate. He really got control of that outside portion of the plate. Got a couple calls on the outside and just stayed ahead of the hitters.
Hunter May has been struggling a bit with a leg injury, one of the reasons he is not in the game today.
Good job by May staying off that breaking ball. Decent at bat from May. Taking him the distance to a full count.
First walk of the day issued by Finney. And now you roll it back to the top of the order. 10 runs seems like a lofty goal when you look at 10, but got to get one first.
You got to start somewhere. And if you're facing this Alabama State team, you have to neutralize the top part of the order. There's a big drop-off once you get down to the 6, 7, 8-hole, 9-hole hitters. But these guys at the top of the lineup, led by co-SWAC Player of the Year, Jamil Pagan, can get it going in a hurry.
Pagan, coming into this game, had struggled in this tournament. He was 2 for 17. He's now 2 for 19.
Look at this. You can't catch up to that ball there. Inside high. That's when you're better off not swinging.
But 2 for 19, I mean, this is the guy you need to come up for you in these tournament games. And Pagan has struggled a little bit.
I think that's probably been one of the disappointments, and Coach Vasquez was hoping he could get it going on a big stage. "14 home runs on the season." And when we talk to the coaches, what do they say? You know, you start hitting long balls and home runs, your swing starts getting a little bit long, gets a little loopy. Back to fundamentals, and what they need from him is just a nice hard hit ball for a base hit.
Check swing. Did he go around? Nope. Ball 2. Good hold up there from Pagan. Off speed, fooled Jamil Pagan.
And the struggles continue. Watch him pull the string on that changeup. He's well ahead of it. Swinging for the fences again for something that hasn't even arrived yet.
Noel Chanou 1 for 2 with a single today. Runner on first, 1 out. Rope towards short. Could be 2 if they turn quickly. Can't do it, but a good play there by Blaze to just get that to second. Johnson double clutched a bit, but the way this defense has been playing, I thought they may get it.
I thought they get it. Look at the range. Go get it. Make the turn. Put it up there, but like you said, the double clutch. The key, good defense. What were they going to do first? Get the lead runner first, then go for the double play.
So Chanou and May trade places at first. Well, look, if you're Alabama State, there is hope. Southern lost the 2015 SWAC title game to Texas Southern, and the score of that game was the score of our game. A loud thud.
And that was in 2015?
That's right.
I believe that was Coach Cador's last year. Got him to the championship, couldn't make it to the dance.
Santiago Garcia. Enterprise, Alabama. Leads the conference, 63 RBIs. Could use one of those here. Chanou takes off. Foul ball.
Garcia can't get it going. You talk about leads the conference with those RBIs. Leads this team with 16 doubles on the year. So he's got the ability to get you an extra base hit that could become an RBI from first base. With good speed over at first and Chanu.
How big of an at bat is this? I mean, he needs something here. Chanu takes off. Called strike 3. You cannot fool Eli Finney today. Man is on his game and focused. Take another look at that strikeout. Impressive stuff, Jay.
Off speed, painting the outside corner. He's been living there all day, and the Hornets haven't been able to catch up to it. 10-0 Jaguars. You and I talked. I said I'm pulling for Florida State to get a couple, make a nice little run in the ACC. I think a legendary coach like Mike Martin deserves to go out in the postseason. Come on, Noel.
Yeah, it was a good point you made. I do not remember the last time there was not a regional host in the state of Florida, and that could be on the rocks this year. Southern just keeps mashing the ball into left center field. Hunter David will try for 2. Head first dive. He's in there safely. 11th hit of the day for the Jags.
And they're just pouring it all. I mean, they've got a 10-run lead, and they start off the inning with the leadoff double. Not a leadoff single. Leadoff double. Kind of a lackadaisical approach, and then by time Chanu realizes David's going for it, too little too late. Called him David. It's Hunter David. And his mom mad at me.
5th time now in 7 opportunities they've gotten the leadoff man on. Every single time that leadoff man has come around to score. Malik Blaze, the shortstop, has made great plays defensively. 0 for 2 at the dish today. Pops it up behind home plate. Garcia leaves the mask on, makes the catch. No shed of the mask there.
Not the orthodox way you normally do it.
Here's the catcher, number 38, Bobby Johnson.
He does have that, looks like a one-piece helmet. Bobby Johnson really got the offense going back in the 2nd inning with that 2-run home run. He's been seeing the ball incredibly well today.
Then on the second at bat, hit what thought might have been his 2nd home run of the day. Went deep left field again, and then followed that at bat up with another base hit. So he's seen the ball very well today, and really, as you mentioned earlier, that 2-run home run really kind of started this, what's been a blowout so far.
Line in the left field. Bobby Johnson 3 for 4 today. Along with Tyler Laporte, may be one of the offensive MVPs of the game.
Put him right there in that category. The senior catcher from Baton Rouge is doing a good job seeing it, churning on the pitch. Line drive base hit in the left field, and Southern, they're just not going to stop.
Certainly will not. And again, the winner of this game goes on to advance to the NCAA tournament. They will punch their ticket. A couple others have already been punched. Playoff season is upon us. Race to the finish line across all of Division I college baseball is on. Fouled off, and to the ground goes Hampton Hudson. may have got him where you don't want to be got.
I actually thought from my back I turned to it. I thought he got himself in the leg, but
now he's laughing about it, but I can tell you he wasn't laughing right here.
Oh, it bounced up and got from the angle of our box with his swing, his bat took our view.
It hurts a little less, I think, when you're winning 10-0, but it still hurts.
Yeah, you really want to impress me, get a base hit after that.
On an 0-2 count. Rivera gets past the catcher Garcia. In comes David. No play. And it is 11-0 Southern. Pass ball there, just sneaks through the legs.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one that shouldn't happen. I almost wonder, was there miscommunication? It seemed like Garcia was setting up high, maybe for that wasted pitch up top.
Yeah.
It might have got crossed up with an off-speed low.
Garcia loses it, and safe at first base. Heads-up play there by Hampton Hudson. Jay, it's not your single, but I think you got to be impressed there.
And he was able to leg it out.
Yeah. Maybe more impressive.
Gets fooled. Garcia loses it from behind the plate. Good hustle by Hudson. Leg it out, and right now, just this Alabama State squad can't get anything going right now.
Well, let me ask you this, Jay. We'll have some time. It appears as if Southern can hold on to an 11-run lead, what do you think the ceiling is now, heading into a regional play possibly? Because from what I've seen today, and if they can get a good quality performance from Finney again, I mean, this is a tough team to beat.
Yeah, and, and the hard part for all mid-majors, not just in HBCU, but all mid-majors, is in regional play, your arms are tested. They're challenged. You lose one game, and you're in that loser's bracket, and you have to pitch yourself out of it. And you have to use all the pitching you can to avoid going that loser's bracket. So the depth of their arms would be a concern for any mid-major. I mean, I've seen arm depth be a concern of, the host team there.
Right.
So the key is staying out of that loser's bracket. We've seen a couple mid-majors before, win their first game there when they've been a 4 seed, but it's just one of those things where you have to have so many guys that can pitch, because in postseason baseball, you're talking about the best hitters in the country. If they couldn't hit, they wouldn't be there. But I do think something that not take for granted, the ability to play defense the way that they do. And they can get to some balls that would normally be base hits. It helps out their pitching.
Yeah. Kobe Taylor, the DH. Yeah, I think that's a good point that you make, too, because when you see some mid-majors come out of a regional, you get a good start maybe from someone you wouldn't expect, but if you can play defense, that can certainly help you out if your pitching staff isn't, as deadly as some of the other Power 5 conferences. Or I guess as deep would be a better word.
And every time I'm talking to every SEC coach, ACC coach, they all of them hate having to rely on that 4th or 5th midweek guy to extend your season because you've gone through your top 3.
Well, we did hear from Coach Jackson that actually Tyler Laporte can come off the mound too if need be, and he can come in at 93 miles an hour. Hasn't pitched this season, but pitched for them in some some spring games.
And he actually thought that there may be a major league team or two interested in him coming off the mound.
High and outside, ball 4, bases loaded. And Jeremy Rivera has not been able to find the magic potion to stop Southern. Nobody has today.
I think they've got Rivera out there. Both Riveras they brought in, realizing the game was getting away from them. Let them get some postseason experience.
Ground ball to second. And White will go to second with it. Run will come in to score in Bobby Johnson. It's 12-0.
Third baseman number 2, Tyler Laporte.
How about that? You managed to get the 2 outs. But then guess who you have to face? Quick decision to try to go to second base by White.
Good luck turning 2 there, right?
Yeah. Give it a shot. I mean, I didn't think you were going to have a chance at it, but yes, if you could try to avoid facing Tyler Laporte in any situation, you go for it.
Past the catcher Garcia, another run comes in. Things are starting to get ugly here in New Orleans. And out comes Coach Vasquez for probably another pitching change. Just hasn't gone Alabama State's way today. And that'll happen over the course of a long season. It's tough. It comes down to one game. A pitching change for Alabama State. The Alexander Castro coming in.
Shaft, rated R, June 14th.
New pitcher on the mound, right-hander Alexander Castro. Sophomore out of Puerto Rico.
Once again, just continuing to get some of these young guys some experience who are going to be the future of this Hornet pitching staff. Castro, although he's 5'11", 160 pounds, he can get it up there 91, 92 miles an hour. Fastball pitcher, has a changeup. Good at holding runners on the base paths, which will come in handy considering that Southern has had a plethora of base runners in this ball game.
They certainly have. Take a look at the beautiful ballpark here, located in the Pontchartrain Park section of New Orleans. It's currently the home to the site of the Major League Baseball Urban Youth Academy. What it does really provides free year-round baseball and softball instruction, other educational services for youth and urban communities throughout southwestern Louisiana. This facility was actually destroyed by Hurricane Katrina, but after a $6.5 million renovation, it was reopened in 2012, and they play the SWAC Championship here and have done so in the past couple of years, and it's a really great place to come out and see a ball game.
How about what Coach Jackson said? How's he going to build the program at Southern? Places like this, where you have minorities, African-American, inner-city kids playing baseball where they haven't necessarily been doing over the past decade or so. Places like this and RBI academies throughout the country. Signing some of those players, giving them an opportunity to play college baseball. That's what it's all about. Be careful. They got a formula. He may just pull this off.
High and tight in on Laporte.
This is another one of those at-bats I like to see here. So now they're going with the heavy arm on the mound. So they've got pitcher throwing 91, 92. It's one of those ones where MLB scouts look at it, but college baseball fans, I want to see, this is the type of pitching he's going to see in the regional. Guys coming up the bullpen, 94, 95.
Didn't really give him anything to hit, but the patience at the plate We'll have runners on first and second base with 2 outs. Top of the 7th. It has been all Southern today, 13-0. Again, our game was supposed to start at 11:30 local time here in New Orleans. That did not happen. We were hit by what can I only describe as a torrential downpour, monsoon, if you will, for a good 2 hours, and then slowed up, but the lightning was still in the area. Started play at 3:30 local time. Line back up the middle. Johnny Johnson drives in another run. 14-0.
Right fielder number 5.
And that's just good hitting. Punch the ball right back up the middle. Although Castro has good velocity, the ball's a little bit flat.
Ashante Wheatley, then, if he can get on, Southern will have batted around. And you said it earlier, you touched upon it. You know, for all we've talked about this Southern team, Alabama State's a very young team, like you said, just a pair of seniors and players that will be leaving this team. So what you're looking at right now will return. So it's a bright future, and certainly some things to work on for head coach Vasquez, and he's got a lot of tools in his arsenal.
I tell them, and these kids, they won't forget this moment. And one thing as an athlete, what you never want to be back in that moment. So you have to take something what they call a stumbling block, which this has been, and turn into a stepping stone. And it's that motivation during the off season that separates the good ones from the great ones, the good teams from the great teams, the competitors from the non-competitors. And I think he wants to see how his team will rebound. He believes in this team. They've had a great year, but losing like this is not what anybody imagined.
We were driving in. This is what it looked like about an hour later or so. I said it earlier. It looked like a scene out of a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. And then it just started downpouring. And I mean, it was coming down. Cats and dogs.
And I'm from California. You live in California, and we hadn't seen rain like that.
I haven't seen rain like that in a long, long time. Flight out to right center field. Chanu ranging over. Hearn will call him off and make the catch. And finally, Alabama State gets out of the inning. Southern continues to pile it on. 14 runs on 13 hits. They're pitching a shutout. 14-0. Southern leads.
Lived in.
Jay Walker, Sam Bravich with you here at the SWAC Championship Baseball game. Southern has put it into overdrive. They lead 14-0. That guy on the mound, Eli Finney, has been having himself a career day. He's only allowed 2 hits to one of the best teams in the conference and no runs.
And the key to his efficiency has been what, Sam?
Command.
Strikes. He's thrown strikes, and more strikes.
And also only at 65 pitches.
Yeah.
So that will help you out. Eric White, Jimenez, and Hearn 2 up here in the bottom of the 7th. Alabama State trying for a miraculous comeback.
And that right there, that was a command pitch. Fell behind the count, 1-0 miss. Coming off 1-0, I'm going off-speed changeup. I'm not giving you what you want. Consecutive off-speed pitches to now get ahead in the count. When you're dealing on the mound, you got all 3 pitches working like we've seen Finney have. You can get away with that type of technique.
Towards short. Easy play for out number 1. All right, so looking forward, Jay, you have Finney on the mound who's only pitched 70 pitches, but for all intents and purposes, this is a pretty attainable win for Southern. Do you let him go the complete game because you will be playing in a regional most likely, or do you give it to Whalen?
Yeah, you stick with your strategy. Cody Whalen's been your guy. Connor Whalen, sorry, he's been your guy that you wanted to get into this game and you felt comfortable, so I think you give him an opportunity to close it out. It's just a matter at this point, is he going to go for the 6-out save or the 3-out variety? Oh, man. But if he keeps looking like that, if he keeps throwing pitches like that, you just become a fan. That right there was kind of nasty. Look at this break. Oh, a little 12-6 action right there.
Friend Ben McDonald would say that one will hurt your feelings. Jimenez 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. Towards third, Laporte. He's making it look easy over there. Offense, defense, running, whatever you need.
I didn't think he was coming up with that ball. I mean, hard hit ball, well in the hole. But I did mention Laporte moves well for a third baseman. He's fast, gets over there in a hurry, able to see it, and as you mentioned, made it look routine.
Here's another one. 1, 2, 3 inning. 74 pitches for Eli Finney. He's through 7 shutout. Only allowed 2 hits. Southern, they're cruising 14-0 as we head to the 8th. Well, the crawfish and everything that comes with the city of New Orleans, the Crescent City as it were. Some exciting stuff for fans of New Orleans and New Orleans Pelicans down the road, too. They picked up the #1 draft pick in the lottery a couple days ago. And the question was, is Zion going to come to New Orleans? It was a question on a lot of people's minds. Anthony Davis on the team. We're asking for trades. So it could get interesting here in the NBA world for New Orleans.
Folks at the hotel, everybody wants to know your opinion, How you think we're going to do with Zion? I'm like, you have to get him here first. And he's got the cards.
He certainly does.
He's got the cards. I mean, I say if a kid's grown up with a dream wanting to play in New York, so to speak, if he's done what it's taken to get himself in a position to play in New York at all costs, I wouldn't be mad at him. May not make people here happy.
What do you say to people that say he should go back to college?
Say they're crazy. So, I mean, how much higher? You go to college, one, to get an education, but two, to improve your draft stock.
Right.
It's hard to improve on number one, right? Now we're talking about New Orleans now. What's been your favorite part about the cuisine? So I've got family from down here, so I've been coming down here for years, and I knew I was going to gain 7-8 pounds when I got down here. What's your favorite New Orleans cuisine?
Well, here's the problem. So, I tried to go on a run yesterday morning, and all of a sudden you smell the beignets, and that will cut a run short real quick. So I would say anything pastry-wise I've actually enjoyed. I'm not a seafood guy, which I know home to New Orleans, but...
So you didn't have any New Orleans cuisine besides the beignets?
Let's see, what did I have yesterday? That's some Cajun chicken was good.
They got a bunch of places eat some chicken down here. For me, one thing I always love is I get here, and I don't know any other place in the country you can get. It's something called a hot sausage sandwich and a hot sausage po' boy, and I want mine dressed. How
are we dressing it though?
Lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, and mayonnaise.
That's it.
It's dressed. I'm not big on the. I don't need the Creole mustard right there. But,
yeah.
Oh man, I had a hot sausage sandwich and a cup of gumbo, you know, the half and half. And by the time I was done, I said, "Can I order the other half of that hot sausage sandwich there?" And they said, "Sure, baby."
Fly ball to right field. And the catch made at number 1.
Give credit to the Southern University fans, too. They've showed up. They've been here all week. And that distinctive Jaguar blue, they've been out here supporting their team. They knew they had a good team.
Bobby Johnson. This one on the inside part of the bat. Pagan there for out number 2.
Left fielder number 24, Hampton Hudson.
2 gone for Hampton Hudson. Is this one of your favorite cities for cuisine?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, New Orleans, no question. I mean, gumbo is one of my favorite foods in the world.
Is there anything that rivals it?
Jambalaya. Yeah, maybe burgers in California. If you're a burger guy, I don't think they make burgers any place better than Cali, but that's an American cuisine.
Yeah.
I don't know, Northeast maybe.
Lobster, if you like
the lobster, and the chowder. It used to be Texas with barbecue and brisket, but now everybody's barbecuing.
Mm-hmm. (14-0). Southern leads. This really has not been Alabama State's afternoon. Fouled off out of play.
What baseball players do you think of when you think of Louisiana?
Oof.
Particularly New Orleans. I'm telling
New
my
Orleans.
generation. But
Yeah.
Sweet swinging Will Clark.
That's right. Will Clark should be a Hall of Famer with the Giants the way that he's played.
Yeah.
Think so? You think he's a Hall of Famer when you think Will Clark? You have to look at the stats more.
Look at the stats more. And I mean, the swing looked pretty, no doubt. Got the World Series ring too, right?
Mm-hmm. Chop towards third base. May playing back on it. No chance to get Hampton Hudson. Infield single, his first hit of the day. Comes in the 8th inning.
Number 37, Kobe Taylor.
And high bouncing. That's what I think you got to run up under. If you let it hit the ground that second time, you're not going to get him.
Kobe Taylor from the left side.
Kobe Taylor's got some pop. This is where Coach Jackson talked about the lineup, the way he puts it together. How often do you see a lineup in today's college baseball landscape where your number 8 hole hitter has 10 home runs? He's a legitimate power hitter on your team. I know a lot of other lineups you probably see Taylor batting somewhere in the 4 or the 5 hole. But here he bats in the 8th spot. Junior college transfer. He's got legitimate big-time power.
Off the end of the bat. Wasn't Mel Ott from this part of the country? I think Mel Ott was from Louisiana.
There you go. I got you.
First and second, 2 outs, top of the 8th inning. Jammed him on the infield. Catch is made. Southern on their way to punching their ticket to the NCAA tournament if they can hold on. It is 14-0 here at the SWAC Baseball Championship.
Visit your local Chase branch.
Well, today's game wasn't the only high-scoring game in the SWAC championship game. Defending champion Texas Southern, they rolled into last year's SWAC championship. Sparked by a 9-run third-inning explosion, the Tigers, they routed Grambling State for back-to-back SWAC titles. Not in it this year. Texas Southern gave a little bit of a run, but just didn't really play all that well in conference play this year.
You know, Texas Southern is a team, they never really wow you. They don't have these big bombers. You know, they're not as athletic as we see Southern look right now. But it's something about this tournament format, which they've mastered. I think Texas Southern, they've won like 3 out of the last 5 years. You know, this will be one of the years, or the second time they haven't made it. I would say Coach Magic Mike finds a way to get it done down there with the boys from Houston.
Chris Lewis is 0 for 1 today, was hit by a pitch in the 5th. Eli Finney continuing on the mound, 77 pitches. Down to one knee goes Lewis. Six more outs for Southern, and they will clinch a spot in the NCAA tournament. Just 2 hits today for the Hornets, just missing outside.
And that's got to be the disappointing part. I mean, just the 2 hits that they've gotten, but they've never had multiple runners on base. You don't see guys getting called out at third base. I mean, Finney's been cruising.
6 strikeout for Finney today. Can't really hold up on that one.
And, you know, we talk about Alabama State. It's a ball club that team batting average around 300.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's official that Finney's kind of toying with him right now.
Well, coming into this game, too, I mean, Finney's numbers were not all that wowing. Diving stop to his left lays. Wow.
That is range. I mean, I'll tell you, what did Coach say? You won't find a better defensive shortstop in this conference. And, I mean, he got to that. Almost caught that ball from behind.
Third hit comes in the 8th inning for Alabama State. But just back to Finley for a second. A 5.11 ERA. The opponent's batting average was .280 coming into this one. Ball gets past Johnson up to second. Goes to Guzman, and this is the first time they have had a runner on second base the entire game.
Runner in scoring position. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. They do have Hunter May in there, who's the better hitting of the third baseman. I mean, I don't care who you are. Nobody likes being shut out. So if you're a fan of Alabama State, we'll take a run either way you can get it.
Coach Vasquez trying to put something on the board here in the 8th inning. Off speed's been there all day, too, for Finney.
He has done a great job with the off speed, whether it's the changeup or the curveball that he's thrown to go along with nice location on the outside portion of the plate with the fastball.
May worked a walk when he pinched hit back in the 6th inning. Oh. He has gotten that today. I don't blame him.
Yeah, I'm not taking that pitch 2-2.
Full count to Hunter May. Ball 4. Finney slipped a bit on the mound.
Well, he's faced Hunter May twice and walked him 2 times. A little bit surprising. Hunter May came in as a pitch hitter. He's giving him back-to-back walks. And that's going to bring out a walk to the mound.
That's the question, is how much more do you want of Finney? 89 pitches. You've got Whalen in the bullpen, who's actually not allowed to run the entire season. The relief pitcher of the year in the conference, so that's a nice tool to add on. Can you bring him in for a 5-out save?
Yeah, that was
not
a question.
A save, but to finish the game in 5 outs?
Yeah, I think, that's what Coach said. He could do that. He had that capability of doing it. And I would think just by this long conversation and kind of going to let Whaley warm up a little bit, and I think they're going to bring him in. You want to get him ready for a situation like what's going to happen in 2 weeks when we're in postseason play. There are going to be situations where you want to bring in Whaley with this situation just to get out the inning in the jam. So I know they want to definitely bring him in, and I think it would be more sooner than later, and why not? You got a pitcher that's giving you a great performance. If you can go to your bullpen and preserve the shutout, why not?
For now, they will stick with Eli Finney. And he has to face the top of the order in Jamil Pagan with runners on first and second. Pagan has been quiet at the top of the order. He's 0 for 3.
As we mentioned earlier, has not had a good tournament so far.
2 for 20 now after the 0 for 3 performance so far today. 2 for 20 from the co-player of the year in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Towards third base. Laporte to second, to first. And a double play turn, 5-4-3.
They can play some defense there.
Pagan really wasn't running all that hard down the line there, but still can turn it. Just 3 more outs. And Southern will continue on to the NCAA tournament. They lead 14-0 here in New Orleans. Up to the top of the 9th we go, 14-0. It has been all Southern University this afternoon in the SWAC Championship baseball game. The winner of this game advances to the NCAA tournament and the regional round. Alabama State just has not been their day. Alexander Castro, the right-hander, continues on the bump here just to try and get some more experience. Javion Williams will lead it off for Southern. And he singles one through the right side. And Javion Williams, you talk about have yourself a day.
Putting on display, played some great defense in center field as well. Made the adjustment.
And way back in the second inning, here was that web gem play. Clear the runway for takeoff. Javion Williams just got that glove under there, but this closing speed is amazing.
It kind of set the tone, for what this Alabama State offense was going to be facing defensively. You're going to have to work for all your base hits. We knew this was a very athletic Southern baseball team and good fielding percentage, but they're even more so impressive in person once you see the range that they cover and the fluidity in which they operate.
Miscommunication there between Garcia and Castro. And you can tell there's just been some frustration too. And like you said, when you're athletes, you don't want to lose by a 14-0 score. You want to put up runs. Laporte 5 RBIs today, a home run, a triple. Grounds one back to Castro. He'll go to first with it. Up to second goes Williams.
Second baseman number 0 is Johnny Johnson.
So presumably Whalen will come in and close this one out for Southern. And they advance to the next round. The message, I would assume, from Coach Jackson is, look, we won this tournament, we won this game, the championship game. We can't get complacent now, right? Just because we won 14-0, you're going to face some really tough competition at the next level.
And get with your routine. And, you can tell from Coach Jackson's demeanor, he's going to have them focused. They're going to get ready to play. And I think more importantly, wherever they go, they're going to go in there with this confidence that when we put it all together, we're a very tough team to beat. And I think the thing with regional baseball, you want to go out there and obviously you want to win, but the key, I've seen a lot of teams have success by just saying we just don't know how to lose.
Yeah. I will say one of the best examples of that was last year at the Ole Miss Regional. Tennessee Tech came in from the Ohio Valley Conference, and they had one of the best offenses in the entire country that year, and they actually had only lost, I think, 2 or 3 games. And they came into Oxford, one of the toughest places to play in college baseball, and they won that regional. And they gave Texas a run in the Super Regional. It was impressive to see the way that they played, and this is somewhat of a similar team that I see here with Southern.
Yep, I saw I covered Davidson when they made their run, and they gave Texas A&M all they could handle at a Super Regional.
Right.
They advanced out of the regional, which I believe was in North Carolina, made it out of there. They swung themselves out of there. They were coming to hit, and they came down to Texas A&M and brought the bats with them again. First game of the Super Regional went extra innings. In the second game, they lost 2 games in a row, but it was such a competitive 2 games.
Right.
And they came away saying that was a really good team, and they believe in it. And those are the stories you're looking for if you're a fan of Southern University baseball. How are we going to win games? How do we keep not losing?
Johnny Johnson fouls one off out of play. 2-2, 1 gone here, top of the 9th inning. The scoring for Southern has gone 1 in the first, 2 in the second. They put up 4 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, 4 in the 7th. That's how we got to where we are now. Alex Castro outside, ball 3.
I'd be curious to talk to Coach Vasquez after the game. But does Southern swing the bat that good, or were your arms just that burnt out?
Yeah.
And he'll probably give me a good, honest assessment about it. But I think, you have to say this team, they just can hit. Nice approaches to the plate.
And they keep hitting. Johnny Johnson into second. Make it 15-0. This has turned into a football game score.
And just a nice approach to the at-bat and finish it off with a gapper. We're doubling the second base. Stand-up style.
Four for 6 day for Johnny Johnson. There's a lot of ink on the paper of the score sheet right now, but I'd love to add up the day the Johnson brothers have had today and the impact they've had on this Southern offense. It's been impressive to see. We'll take a quick break here. New pitcher on the mound is Nate Gerard, the right-hander and senior for Alabama State.
I'm switching to sprint.
Back here in New Orleans, new pitcher on the mound. Nate Gerard, the right-hander, has thrown 37 innings this year, a 3.89 ERA from Crestview, Florida. One of the few seniors on this Alabama State team. Try to send him off with a bit of a thank you, I guess, if you can call it that. I don't know.
Anytime as a pitcher and you're a senior and your baseball career is coming to an end, you'll take it however you get it. We wish it was for winning situations, winning circumstance, but
Shanti Wheatley is 1 for 5 with a double and RBI today. Runner on second, 1 out. We were able to add it up with some help here in the booth. The Johnson brothers were 7-11 for today, 4 runs, 5 RBIs.
7-11, that's open 24 hours a day.
24 hours a day.
7 days a week, 7-11. They came through today. If they can keep that type of productivity up. And it's not realistic to think they'll dominate like that, in the regional. But if they give you half of those numbers there, then you got a chance.
Called strike to Wheatley, 1-2. We talked to Coach Jackson too in the 5th inning. You could still sense some nerves that he was trying to continue to close out this game, because that was kind of the Achilles heel for this Southern team. When they did have losses, they just weren't able to close out games. He said, if we played games to 7 innings, we'd be the best baseball team in the country.
And that's why they invented the Gatorade shower. For coaches that always want to push that envelope, when we finally give you what you've asked for, the complete game, 9 innings, that's the player's payback.
Eli Finney there's had maybe one of the best games, if not the best game of his collegiate career today. Curveball cranked out to center field. Chanu ranges over to left center, makes the catch. 2 gone.
That's a good move by Johnson. I mean, ball hit well deep enough to sack fly over, but they're not doing that. They've called off the horses. I think the only way that you got Southern right now competing is just everybody individual battle in the batter's box.
Hunter David, 1 for 3 today. David missed about 3 weeks leading up to this SWAC tournament. Had a hamstring injury. Actually, Wednesday was his first game back after that injury, and they're happy to have him back in the lineup with his bat and producing for Southern. That's the other thing too. When you get to a regional or super regional in the postseason, you kind of have to have luck on your side as far as health. I mean, you need everybody healthy, and that's tough to come by at this stage in the season.
And for Southern, getting a guy like David back, they're getting a little bit healthier. That's adding a little firepower to them. You're exactly right. You got to worry about arm wear and tear this time of year. Rarely is anybody 100% healthy at this point of the year, but that's where that depth comes in. Having some bench players you can bring in.
Two one. Blowing away, ball 4.
Shortstop number 7, Malik Blaze.
2 outs for Malik Blaze. One of the few members of this Jaguars lineup that does not have a hit today.
But he plays great defense.
Certainly did, yeah, he certainly did.
Put on a pretty good clinic at the shortstop position.
It's pretty amazing, too. Like you said, I mean, he played third base all of last year for them, and you plug him into a shortstop spot. He said, I want to play shortstop. And it's a different position, but he turns into the best shortstop in the conference in 1 year. Now, I know some of those tools translate, but still a different position, different mindset.
If you got the footwork and you can handle it, playing short may be a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Balls, because when you play third base, it's the hot corner. You're getting the hardest hit balls coming to you. That extra 5 or 6 feet of depth that you get playing shortstop compared to third base might have been the difference.
Check swing did not go around.
Man. Now here's a bad thing. It's 15-0. And then the umpire behind the plate, he's squeezing you a little bit. First base umpire squeezing you.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Johnny Johnson on second. And Hunter David on first. Ground ball towards short to Guzman. Will end the inning, toss it to second, so 3 more outs. Could possibly see a Connor Whalen entry from Southern. Try and close this one out. They lead 15-0. We head to the bottom of the 9th here in New Orleans.
Can get Gillette.
Well, what a day it has been for that man right there, the junior right-hander from Okeechobee, Florida. Talk about the line, the strikeouts. 8 innings, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 6 Ks, Jay.
And you see, he made his living on that outside portion of the plate, then started getting the off-speed stuff going for him. But he stayed consistent on that outside part away from harm's way. He was able to stretch the strike zone, and for most of this game has made it look easy.
Yeah, he really has. And Coach Jackson's going to say, it's your game, big guy. Try to go the complete game shutout. At 91 pitches right now, he will face Noel Chanou, Garcia, and Eric White here in the bottom of the 9th with a 15-run cushion.
I think there's no doubt, he can finish the game and get the victory, but I just think in terms of getting your team ready with your routine that you need, I'd go to my closer. And maybe I'm saying that for selfish reasons because I wanted to see Connor Whaley up close and personal.
It is nice to know that you have the relief pitcher of the year in your bullpen, and you were able to maybe win a championship game without using him. 15-0. If it stays the way it is right now. The high fly ball to left field, fairly deep, and Hudson's there to make the catch.
That's probably like the deepest gap in this stadium, and the left fielder and the center fielder are both over there. They've got team speed out there.
And they are going to go to the bullpen indeed, and Finney will get a high five from his entire infield and his catcher. And a standing ovation from the Southern faithful here in New Orleans. And I mean, like we said, you couldn't really have scripted it any better than the way that Finney dealt today. 8 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. And it's okay to smile, big guy. That was a professional performance if I've ever seen one.
That's a good moment right there. Pitched your team into the college baseball regional.
As Finney gets some high fives and hugs from his teammates, we will go ahead and step aside for a pitching change. Whaley coming in.
Everything you'll need to paint something great at your destination for the best brands, the Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Starting pitcher Eli Finney's day is done after 8 1/3 of shutout baseball with 6 Ks and only 3 hits allowed. He will make way for the best relief pitcher in the entire conference. Connor Whalen was named the relief pitcher of the year a couple of days ago by the SWAC conference, and you can see why, Jay.
He hadn't given up a run. That'll do it for you right there. ERA of perfection.
Ground ball back up the middle. Here's some more shortstop play from Blaze. Look at the range.
If he played third base before, I can't tell. He looks like a natural shortstop. And Whaley comes in and first pitch swinging, the scout report on him. He's got that, obviously the first thing that stands out, the sidearm delivery. It is a sidearm with a heavy sink and a sweeping slider. You saw right there, first pitch on contact, ground ball produced up the middle for the out.
Down to their final out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Jaguars ready to celebrate a SWAC championship. Towards short. Blaze has it. And Southern University advances to the NCAA tournament.
The 2019 Southwestern Athletic Conference Baseball Champions are your
This is the season for dog piles, isn't it?
Jaguars, make sure you don't get hurt under there. Still got more baseball to play as they advance to the regional rounds. 15-0 in a championship game against a very good Alabama State team.
And they've got the opportunity to be good for a while. So Southern, one of the most storied programs in all of HBCU baseball, went through some down years, but looks like, as they like to call it, things may be back to normal over on the bluff, or over the hump when you're going there to get there. Ricky Weeks, Lou Brock, so many others, Roger Cador, so many that cast a shadow on the program, and it seems like head coach Carrick Jackson may be one to add his name among those legends as well.
The trophy ceremony about to get underway here in New Orleans. You think that this Southern team that we saw here today, if they can play to this level, can they win a regional in advance?
Advancing out of a regional, I don't know. You got to be lucky. It's never happened before, so the answer would be no. But I will say this is one of the most athletic SWAC championship teams I've seen in a long time. They can hit. And I remember once seeing Texas Southern struggle to win the SWAC and go in there and almost beat Florida in the first round of a game. So you just never know what's going to happen. But
they certainly never know. And the Jaguars are celebrating here as they have won the SWAC Conference Championship game. They will advance to the NCAA Regionals behind a 15-0 shutout performance here. An impressive win, 15 runs, 16 hits, no errors, and just 3 hits were allowed against. For Jay Walker and our great crew, I'm Sam Ravitch saying so long from New Orleans, where once again the SWAC Baseball Champions are Southern University. All games airing on ESPN Sports and streaming live. They're archived on the ESPN app as well. This has been a presentation of ESPN.